Hello Gatekeepers, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my summer book reading list with you all. Oh my gosh. Okay, I love books so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, so these two book series, they're two different ones. I bought them about 2 years ago. We love them. We've read them multiple times, but now that my children are a little bit older, I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Now that they're a little older, because I was like reading this when my kids are like 4 and 3, and they were understanding the concepts, but obviously not fully. But now that they're a little bit older, I really want to hone in and teach them these concepts in a different way with a new understanding now. And especially because my kids came up with an awesome business idea for the summer. I was like, we're popping out the big guns. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay, the first series that I want to share is the Tuttle Twins. Oh my goodness. Whoa, are you okay, Buggy? Are the Tuttle Twins. If you've been around my Instagram for a while, you would have heard me talk about these books a lot because we love them so much. The Tuttle Twins is a series about twins, a boy and a girl, Emily and Ethan Tuttle. They're 9 years old and they're learning. Yeah. Yes, I'm okay. Are you okay? Okay, awesome. And they're learning about these concepts for the first time, and it's just kind of like mind-blowing to them. And it's so awesome. I love the way that Connor, who's the author, how he brought these concepts to life and how he became this like an aid for us parents, us homeschooling parents, or even parents who are not homeschooling and maybe they're just incorporating this, after their child comes home because they want their kids to learn these concepts, because these concepts are not being taught in the public school system or even in the private school system. But I love the way that it's presented. I love the way that it's so simple yet so profound and so sound, where it's like you read this book and you're solid, like you got it, you understand what you just read. Your children are able to understand what they just read. And so we got the full series, all 12 books. And when you purchase all 12 books, they come with like a free PDF file. So you have like word searches and copy work and coloring pages and a bunch of awesome goodies that come with it. But I want to go through each book one by one. I'm not going to be super long, but just give you a synopsis of what the books are about. But again, this series, it's just like, I love it so much. They also have a YouTube series that they recently came out with. I believe they have about 9 episodes right now, and they're about 25 minutes long, and they're hilarious. They're the best, and my kids love them. So let's get into it. So book number 1, I actually have 2 because that was like this week where we were reading it, and Justice and Victor were like, I want to hold the book. And so we're just like, let's get another one. So we got another one. So we have 2 of these. Oh, let me fix this. My back is hurting a little bit. My stomach is getting huge, guys. All right. Okay. So book number 1 is called The Law, and it's teaching all about rights, like our individual rights, and teaching our children that we have liberty, we have rights as Americans, as humans, as citizens, we have rights. And sometimes how the government doesn't really protect those rights, or how there's rights that are really not the best for us, and they can even take things from us and all that stuff. So this book is really awesome. That's the first one. Book number 2 is called The Miraculous Pencil, and this one's all about the free market, how the free market works, why free markets are important. So it's talking about the economy and central planning and things like that. And so I love the way that it breaks down the concept of what the free market is and helping your child understand, like, okay, like there's so many options that they have. So this one is awesome. Book number 3 is called Creature from Jekyll Island. This one is a favorite. My kids love this book. They even love the episode. So the episode on YouTube is called The Inflation Monster. They love it. So this book is all about inflation. How does money work? Why does the government love... Huh? Whoa, you did that. I love that, Buggy Boo. It looks so great. Yeah, it looks so great. Yes. It explains why does the government love creating and controlling money. And you did a car. I love it. You did a great job, my baby. And so this one is definitely a favorite. What kind of creature can steal from you? So it's introducing those concepts of inflation and bartering in the economy. And so it's like, especially for now, you know, the state that we're in now, this book is a favorite. It's timely, just like all of them are, but we're like living this book right now. And so the fact that my children are able to understand what inflation is, and they're able to see the real life effects of it now, because we're teaching them, you know, with the gas and the grocery and the rents being raised, just everything they're able to see in real life. Like, this is a real thing. This is a real concept. This happens, and they fully understand it. So book number 3 is definitely a favorite of ours. Book number 4 is The Food Truck Fiasco. This one is all about like protectionism. And basically, it's an economic battle that keeps repeating itself, and how these bigger corporations, these bigger businesses are protected, and the smaller ones are like, womp, like you have no rights, and all these regulations we have are going to just shut you down, basically. And so just talking about protectionism and how it's really not a fair law at all. So this is good. This is important stuff that our children need to know, you know, because I don't know about you, but I'm raising entrepreneurs. I'm raising free thinkers. I'm raising children that are going to do stuff. They're not just going to work for the man and take what's handed to you. They're going to work hard. They're going to be hard workers, and they need to understand these concepts. So the way that the book breaks these things down is just, I laugh through them because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like, that was so good. Like, I get it. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Book number 5 is The Road to Serfdom. This one is awesome. This one teaches the concept of like, should the collective control us? You know, should they have that much control over us? And so it shines light on some of the collectivist and central planning problems. And I learned multiple things when I was reading this book too, that I was like, I never knew that. And so I love this because I'm learning with my kids. I'm able to teach my kids real concepts that they need to know and they need to understand in the real world. Yes, baby, I'm okay. Are you okay? Okay. Book number 6, The Golden Rule. I think we all know what the Golden Rule is. So this one is just teaching us about treating others how you want to be treated. You know, it goes into religions and cultures. It's about justice. It talks about revenge and things like that. So this one was great as well. I'm telling you, I'm just going to say they were all great because the series is just, it's phenomenal. I cannot rave about it enough. You need to get your hands on this series, especially, like I said, if you want to raise free thinkers, if you want to raise children who know and understand the world around them, and they're not just going to have the wool pulled over, they're not just going to have the wool over their eyes, but they're going to be aware and awake to these systems and to these concepts, you know. Number 7, The Search for Atlas. This one is all about socialism. What is socialism? Why is socialism so harmful? So it introduces the concepts of contribution and reward and incentive, consumers, work ethic, all those things. So this one is just, this book, this one, all of them are great, like I said, but this one is super important. And I love having the PDF along with this to just like drill the concept more. We're talking about socialism and how that's something that we do not want. Book number 8, The Spectacular Business Show. This one is a favorite. So this is like top 3. They're all so good, but this one's a definite favorite. This one is all about entrepreneurship and how does a child become an entrepreneur, and basically introducing the concepts of like a business plan. What is a business plan? What is an entrepreneur? What's a budget? What is equity, expense, monopoly? All those concepts, introducing them to your child at a young age, and just kind of sparking their interest. And while we're reading this book, my children came up with their cute little business plan that we're going to execute this summer. And I can't wait to see how that unfolds and what they're going to learn through hands-on experience, you know, like experience is our best teacher, and they're gonna have that this summer, so I'm super excited about that. But this one, book number 8, all about entrepreneurship, loved it, a definite favorite. Book number 9, The Fate of the Future. This one's super important. I feel like this book is a very important one. It's all about persuasion versus coercion, and like basically like, should we coerce people into getting what we want? And I think a lot of us already understand that at this point in our lives, right? But The Fate of the Future is such a good one. Book number 10, another favorite. Okay, so I have like 4 favorites, but this one is Education Vacation, and this one is teaching it's teaching all about what true education is, not what we were taught education was or what we think education is, but the true concept of this is what education is. This is how education should be. Like, no, my children are not common to the core. No, my children are not going to conform to this conveyor belt of a system that you just make these duplicate, repeat people. You send them into a 9-to-5, they're in massive debt, and that's the extent of their life. It touches on topics like propaganda and social engineering, and then free will. And so I really love this book as a homeschooling mom who is raising free thinkers, who is raising entrepreneurs, and just what is the best way to get an education. And so this book is awesome. I feel like it'll also shed some light on lies that parents believe when it comes to education. And so this book, if you don't get any of these books, get this one. It's awesome. Book number 11, is The Messed Up Market. So basically, why do people make the choices that they do? Why do we act the way that we do? This one is a good one as well. And then lastly, again, another favorite. I love the way that they ended the series. I'm telling you, it's just brilliant. I love it so much. The Leviathan Crisis. And so why do politicians like when we're afraid? And so it's teaching all about basically what we've lived through the past 2 years and how truth overpowers fear. So it's talking about fear mongering, recession, stimulus, all those things. So I feel like when I was reading this, I'm like, this is what we're living right now. So that is the Tuttle Twins series. These 12 amazing books filled with so much goodness, filled with so much truth, sound, solid things that you can teach your children that they need to know. It's not like, oh, that's a cute book. Like, no, like your children need to know these things. And just the way that it's presented, the way that it's taught, it's just, it's phenomenal. And I think that this series will 100% benefit you and your family in every single way. They also have, so cute, they also have a toddler series. Now they have 6. Oh, you want me to open the door? Can you open it? Okay, I'm gonna open it for you. I gotta open the door. I'll be right back. Oh, because you don't want it to mess up? Okay, look at that. Belly shot. Okay. They also have a toddler series. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. I love it so much. Okay, anyway, let me talk about it first. So I have all 3 of them, but my son, when he saw the stack right here, he wanted to grab the ABCs of the American Revolution. And I was like, Papa, I need it for the video. Can I have it? And he said, no, mine. So he has the other book, but it's blue. So they have the ABCs of economics, and then they have the ABCs of liberty. And it's, again, introducing these concepts to infants, to toddlers. I've been reading this book to Honor since this was his first book, his first day of life. I'm like, do you want to know what an asset is, Papa? But I love it because it just goes obviously through the ABCs, and I'll share 2 pages. But A is for assets, and then it teaches them what assets are. B is for bank. C is for competition. D is for demand and supply. And so it's introducing these awesome concepts to babies, to our children at a very young age from the start. They just came out with a new combo, which is the 1, 2, 3s of, what are they? Innovation, Bill of Rights, and helping. So I cannot wait to get my hands on those because we love these. My son loves these. They're considered board books, the board books that are harder so they can't rip the pages. The Tuttle Twins, like they're They're killing it right now. They also have resources for teenagers. They have a bunch of books for teenagers. And then I didn't even know they have a curriculum. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to look through because I'm like, I don't know if my kids are too young for that right now, but they have a full out amazing curriculum. And I'm like, wow, like, so it's teaching economics and those important concepts. So I'm definitely going to get that as well. So that is the first half of our reading book list. Again, you have to get your hands on this series. It's awesome. And like I said, it will definitely benefit you and your family. I was working on getting a discount code for my beautiful community of Gatekeepers. I haven't heard back from them yet. We were communicating earlier. If I get that discount code, I'm definitely going to link it in the description below and wherever else I could link it. But I do have a referral code right now, so I'll definitely link that in the description below. But you have to get it. They're very inexpensive. Even if you just wanted to get one to just kind of just check it out. I think it's like $10 a book. But they are worth every single buck. This series, the Tuttle Twins, I cannot rave about them enough. Get them, get your hands on these books. Teach your children these amazing concepts, these truths about the real world that we live in. And that's it for that stack of books. The second series that I want to introduce is I'm telling you, I love books. Like, I love books. They make me happy. They genuinely bring me joy. Like, if you ever wanted to get me anything and it was like a birthday or Christmas or something, and don't even ask, what does Amanda want? Get me books. Buy me books. I love books. Oh my gosh. The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls. Oh my gosh, this book series is out of this world. I love it so much. They have 9 books and it's the cutest biblical sound set of books that I love so much, and my children, they love them. Like, you experience the Bible like never before through these books because it's just so cool. So it's about a brother and sister, Mary and Peter, who travel back in time to Bible stories. So let me not give away too much because I will go full in right now because I love these books. But they basically, in the first book 1, the beginning, they're staying with their great uncle Solomon. He's an archaeologist, and he came across these hidden scrolls, but he was not worthy. He was not the chosen one. Like, he wasn't worthy to open the scrolls. And so the brother and sister were. So they travel back in time to specific Bible stories, and they have 2 rules. They can't tell anyone that they're from the future, and they can't try and change the past. So, oh my gosh, book number 1, when I first read this, I loved it so much. I'm just going to give just a little snippet. So basically, book number 1 is entitled The Beginning, and they're witnessing the creation of the world, like right before their eyes. So basically, the whole thing happened. They were the chosen ones. They were worthy. They were able to open the scrolls. So then some cool stuff happened, and then they just kind of dropped into like this abyss of darkness. It was just dark. And they're just floating around. And then they heard a voice that said, "Let there be light." And it makes me want to cry because it's just so beautiful. I love it. I love this book. I love these books so much. So they're there and they're just witnessing creation for the first time. Well, none of us, what do you mean for the first time? None of us ever were able to witness creation. And so being able to see, even though this is just a story, like I love it because I'm like, wow, like imagine what they felt like being able to witness creation, because none of us have had that opportunity. So it's dark, and then they heard God's voice. They just heard this loud voice that said, "Let there be light." And then it was just like extremely bright. And then it's just the cutest thing. And then they just continue witnessing the creation. Let there be this, that. And it's amazing. It's so awesome. They encounter Satan, and they encounter Bible characters, and it's so good. So the first one is called The Beginning. So they're witnessing creation and going through that. So the whole point of the book, like, they have to solve, that was one of the rules too. I'm sorry. So they can't change it. They can't change the past. They can't let anyone know that they're from the future. and they have to solve the scroll before 7 days, or else they'll be stuck there forever. And so they have to translate it from Hebrew to English. And so that's what they're doing in the Bible story. They're having to figure out what is the secret of the hidden scroll. And so they're super cute and just super awesome. So the first one, book 1, is them going through the beginning of creation. The second one is the race to the ark. So this one is all about Noah's ark and the Bible characters that they encounter there. They're actually able to conversate and have conversation with the Bible characters in this book. In the first one, they weren't able to because Adam and Eve were the first humans, and so they couldn't interact with them. But oh my gosh, these books are so awesome. The third one is about the Great Escape. So this is all about Moses, the Exodus, Pharaoh. It's so awesome. Book number 4 is the Journey to Jericho. So this one is all about the Israelites preparing to enter the Promised Land. The brother and sister, they meet Rahab, and I love this one. It's so awesome. Book number 5. I love this one. This one's a favorite. So book number 5 is The Shepherd's Stone. I keep looking over here because my camera is about to just shut off on me, and so I'm like, I hope I gotta make sure it's still recording. But The Shepherd's Stone. So the brother and sister, they end up in Bethlehem. They meet young David. Oh my gosh! They meet young David, and they help him prepare to fight Goliath. And get the books, guys. They're so awesome. Your kids will love them. Like, your children will continuously ask you to read them these books, and it's so awesome because it's the Bible and it's sound, and there's so many questions that come up, and it's so beautiful. I love it so much. Book number 6 is The Lion's Roar. So in this book, they're thrown into the city of Babylon, and they meet David, who is about to get thrown into the lion's den, and all that stuff happens. And then the high priest threatens the brother and sister and wants to throw them into the lion's den. So awesome. You got to read this one. Book 7, The King is Born. This one's all about baby Jesus. They're actually there at the birth of Jesus, and I cried when I read that part because it was just so beautiful, and I was just like, oh my gosh, can you imagine what it would be like to be a fly on a piece of poop in that in that stall, being able to witness the birth of Jesus? I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, so awesome. So they travel back in time to Bethlehem, where the Roman Empire was in charge, and it's just, guys, like, this is our summer reading book list, and it's so awesome. I love it. My children love it, and I know that your children will love it. Book number 8. This one, book number 8, this one is my favorite. Out of all 9 books, book number 8, Miracles by the Sea, this one is my absolute favorite. And do you want to know why? Because they meet Jesus. They meet Jesus, this set of siblings. They meet Jesus and the disciples, and they witness these incredible miracles, the miracles that we read about. They were there, and they were able to experience them. And this one is my favorite. It's so beautiful. It's so special. I love reading this book. And just so you can see, like, not every single page is illustrated, but there are some illustrations throughout the book. So when my children are able to see an illustration, they love it. And they're like, oh my gosh, there are pictures. Show us. So, they meet Jesus in this book. It's so awesome. This one is also a favorite. I just feel like I'm saying all of them are my favorite, but genuinely 8 is my favorite. And then this one's like the second one. But in the final scroll, they witness the crucifixion and the resurrection, and this one is just so powerful and beautiful. We read through I think the last 5 chapters on Easter, and this entire series, this collection, The Hidden Scrolls, is just so beautiful. It will be an amazing resource for your family, for teaching your children the word. These 2 series are summer reading lists. I'm so excited to dive into them with my children again, but at the age now where they're able... Does that hurt anybody else? When you drop a book and you just see it on the floor, it's just are you okay? Are you okay, book? That is our summer reading list. That is our summer reading list. If you have any questions, literally, if you have any questions, if you want me to like personally read you a chapter, I will do it because I love these books so much. They have been an incredible resource to my family. My children love them. I feel like they have learned so much through both of these series, both of them being an individual series, the Tuttle Twins and The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls. They're phenomenal. You need to get your hands on them. The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls doesn't have like any type of affiliate program or anything like that, but I could link them on Amazon, or I could just link you directly to the store. But they're awesome, and you guys need to get them. Like, that's it, plain and simple. You have to get these books. They're so awesome. And just as an encouragement to have books be a part of your summer, because reading is so awesome. It does so much in a growing child's brain. And these are the things that you want to introduce to your kids. You know, you want your kids to know the Bible. You want them to read the Bible, to have a love for reading the Bible. When it comes to entrepreneurship and just understanding the world around you and having these well-rounded, free-thinking kids, these books, they're all the equipment that you need, and they're awesome. And again, if you just want to start out maybe with just one book, you know, test the water, see how you like it, see how your children respond to it, I highly recommend. So this is our summer reading book list. I hope you guys, yep, look at this. Let's just like hug them. Thank you, books. Such a weirdo. But there you have it. That was our summer reading list. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.